You don't?
No, if I would not like to see a picture of
He
Radar's
just wants to
balls.
see the
Thank you.
rock hard shaft.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Is you gonna post this fucking pic or what? Boom.
the quick fire.
All right, what does your cat look like? Let me see.
It looks a lot like my cat.
He's black.
Oh,
Yeah,
it looks like my cat too. Is your cat's
black.
also named Salem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's my same cat, but my Salem is fat.
Before you start recording, my nickname for mine is.
My God.
Oh.
Well, Black, you'll just have to cut that part out then. You already started recording.
All right,
Keep that.
We'll probably start that. That's never happened before, bro. That's wild.
Wow.
You're a legend now.
Before you start recording.
Keep it in the podcast. I think everybody will love it.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Don't worry, Radar. I'll be the bad guy. Then people can see and be like, what is this ARC trooper doing, telling people not to post their fucking pet photos here?
Breaking news! Radar just posted a new video of his cat.
I was low-key hoping for the dick pic, but
that's
Bro,
not.
I'll send you a DM of my dick pic though.
It's gonna be hard to explain to my wife.
Not really. You just it's
One of the boys.
Hold up. I got you.
I gotta tell her, be like, no, baby, you listen to the podcast. You'll understand.
Bro, here's a foot pic just to get you interested.
That's how you get people to
on God
to listen.
On God, brother.
Yeah, those some hairy fucking beans.
Do you think our viewers missed us, like at all?
No.
Maybe.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. I hope you all had a great winter stand down. We are recording you at the very beginning of ours, or I guess the end of a winter standout for a lot of people. It's the 15th here. It is a Saturday when this time we're recording. So welcome back. We're really excited. It's a new year, new opportunity for a lot of people. Obviously, we're back to our old jokes and tricks. I have a special guest, part of the campaign management staff today for you guys. Here, get you guys hyped on campaign. But Valhalla, as always, is here. I also have Dakota with us today. Sandman is in the channel. He's taking a nap right now, so I thought it'd be kind of funny if I pulled him in here, and if he wakes up during the recording at any time.
I hope he just comes in and just starts saying heinous shit.
He just has like
just
night
starts
terror.
yelling racial slurs.
We'll see what happens. I mean, So he's technically here, but he's also not here. But we're gonna kick it off for today. Hope you guys missed us. We got a lot of stuff to cover this year, and that's going to be something that we try to get you up on every week here. All right. Well, first things first, we'll start with as usual here. We'll get you guys. We usually campaign stuff. We're going to skip that today. We obviously have somebody who's very well versed in that with our guest today. So we're going to do the bulk of our discussion on that in just a bit here. But we are hitting campaign first, and this is a public service announcement. The first War Room is going to be on the 24th. That is January 24th, not next Monday, but the following. And Avalanche is on first. And I'm sure our guests will talk about it also, but campaign is going to be back on 3-week cycles. That is 3 weeks, not 2, 3 weeks. So we'll be rotating in and out. Avalanche, you're up first. So good luck with that. Hope you guys are going to shake the rest off real soon here and hit it. Cyclone, you have a little bit more prep time. That's kind of the main news with that. We'll see what kind of planet we're going to and what the story has inside and kind of waiting to unfold for us when we get there. I've been to a few ops this weekend. I've been obviously AV 3s, Psych 3s, and I've also been to Psych 2s this weekend just to see where everybody is at. And already, I mean, everybody's kind of starting to wake back up, and it's been pretty good. It seems like everybody's having a good time and trying to remember how to play Arma. I forgot how to play Arma this whole weekend, so I'm going to call that a mulligan. But other than that, we are going to get deeper into campaign, but that's what you can expect. Communicate with your leadership here, and we're going to have fun this year. It's kind of the main goal, and hopefully we'll have some interesting stuff in store for us. More on that later.
Have you ever taken a look back on your accomplishments in the unit and feel underutilized? Well, I have the home just for you. Cyclone Company currently has slots open in every platoon, waiting to be filled by young, eager cadets and troopers. In the opinion of this clone, Cyclone is the most elite fighting force in the GAR, and as CSM Dusty always says, it's Cyclone or no clone.
As far as news from High Council here, we are officially working on a couple of things as I open up my thing here. But we are waiting on a merge. Oh my god, you guys hear that?
Yeah. Who just scored?
I think so. The Bengals game is on in the background in the other room.
Yeah.
Go check. Go check. I want to update on that.
No, the
Yeah, you want an
Raiders
update on the
just
score?
lost.
Raiders
I'm
just
saying-
lost.
Yeah. Fuck the
26-19.
Bro, I thought it was Tiger
Yep.
Woods getting a birdie.
No, that's the Raiders season right there.
Yo, I think I just yelled into my mic and peaked Sandman's mic when I did it. I don't know. I don't really feel that strongly about the Raiders. I just fucking don't like their fan base. Their car's pretty cool.
Not bad.
Okay, so apparently the Bengals just picked off the Raiders on
Actually.
4th and 6.
Oh, damn.
My roommate opened the door and screamed, and he's hyped. So that was actually hilarious. I wish I recorded that. But for campaign, no, I already said that. Black, cut this, please, for fuck's sake.
Leave it in.
Leave it in. Twist his dick. For High Council, we're working on a couple stuff. I'm trying to find the channel exactly here, but from what I can remember, we are working on a merge. Obviously, Oxmod's hard on working that. We took a little bit of a vacation, in the interim here. There was a lot to do at the end of last year when we were trying to. I say we now because I'm on the texture team, but we were trying to get everything to where we were in a good place to start out now, and then we are going to put in the updates as soon as we're able to. So that should be pretty soon here. Don't have a timetable on that, but it should be very shortly, and especially with the unit roaring back to life. So once that merge happens, we voted on MCC to be removed. So hopefully that'll save some frames. As an example, I really like to use it's with my good friend Odd, who is in Cyclone 3-3. And Odd, if you don't know him,
Huge cock.
Yeah. For starters, huge cock.
Massive.
Second of all, has like 10 frames like all the time, like when he plays, no matter where he is, even in the fob. So it apparently like will give you like at least a 10 frame boost.
You ever
which
think you
is-
just get a better GPU?
No. Because okay, Radar. We're gonna talk about bit mining later, and I'm gonna tell you, how much those cost. But it should be good for everybody, who has, who's been having issues like that, and should provide you significant boost. We also are working on, we voted on, and is in the process of being approved or denied or put into limbo. I don't know. But our TeamSpeak is going to get, should it pass, is going to get a new server. And hopefully all the issues with TeamSpeak that have been experienced in the past several months are going to be over with. So that should fix that, and we're working hard on that, and that should be going through the pipeline soon. And I guess go Bengals. But other than that,
I don't know. I'm a Pats fan.
you're a Pats fan?
Bro, I'm a huge Pats fan. Then Tom Brady left, and the Pats are still in the playoffs.
Okay, who's this? Okay, so were you a Tom Brady fan?
So I
Name
yes,
the quarterback
of the
before
Pats.
Tom Brady. And the Pats. Who'd you say?
Drew Bledsoe.
Okay, I was just checking.
I'm not dumb.
You're an actual fan. Okay, I'm just checking. I have to check. I coached football and played it for Newfield College. So I have to check. No, yeah, we got some good stuff coming. I hope the Patriots lose
Same.
over again.
Listen, your team is the Saints right now. You work for them, so shut up.
I do. Yes, I do.
Then they're not in the playoffs.
They're not? Okay.
By technicality, we bet on the Rams and the Rams suck. So, but that's not our fault. We had a winning season. But anything kind of mod related is coming down, and we're getting ready to do a lot of quality of life stuff. So that should be coming down soon, and that's what we got going for the High Council as of now. So big stuff coming.
Does that mean my helmet's finally gonna get approved?
I would.
Oh, that's what I actually opened my fucking Discord to do.
I'm wearing it on my helmet as well. I'm really excited. I kind of made a joke, I wondered, and I forgot to talk to Mark because I was with Mark last night. We were on the dev version. We were on server 9, and we ran the dev mod version of the Ox mod. So it had a ton of updates that had already been merged that we don't have on our current one that they're getting ready to merge. And I was thinking, I was joking with Klinger, man, I'm gonna offer Mark $50 to merge
Is
tomorrow, or just my helmet, and I want to see if he'll do it.
your
Hey, I'll Venmo you $20 to add to it if you can get mine in.
Yeah, Mark, if you're listening, man, $70. Are you in or are you in?
So was that Raider? That's
Yeah.
You a senior corporal?
Corporal.
No, okay, so you got the little boom boom on the fucking Dakine right there. You get the little fucking teddy bear and half a fucking radar thing.
What?
Dude, I could do that in 10 minutes.
Val, dude, what's your favorite? Who's been your favorite helmet to design?
Mine? I mean, fuck.
Honestly, Valhalla, if you can make a better one, I mean, props to you. I literally self-taught myself how to use Adobe Substance to put that together.
Dude, first of all, I'm a little dumb, right? So it takes me a while to learn things.
Honestly, same.
Every time I went through fucking something with Substance Painter, I would have to have Kestrel or Stitches or Charles in the room with me. And then Charles would be like, bro, why don't you just go into Photoshop and then fucking rewarp your fucking flux capacitor? And I'd be like, what the fuck are you saying to me, bro?
That's literally what he told me with my radar.
I was like, I don't understand what you're telling me.
I wish he could speak English.
Yeah. But then Kestrel was like, no, dude, you just gotta fucking, and then he would just walk me through no, just right click. No, shift right click. Now control right click. My fucking god! Anyway, my favorite helmet to design is probably Finner's.
Oh, so you did the teeth and the cutout?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I've always thought that was cool.
I need my helmet.
Didn't you put some of those in your new one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. That's a good look. Not that I'm going to steal that, but I might steal that. Next time, baby. Next time.
I don't care. I'll do it for you right now while we're recording the podcast. Well, not right now. I'm eating rice. I'm eating my fried rice. So
you should fix my helmet. Yes.
What's wrong with your
helmet?
So, in game, I decided that I wanted it where it has the support symbol and a B1 head, just intertwined in. Well, it turns out that everyone looks at it and it thinks that it's either a piece of candy or a corn dog for the B1 head. So I'm like, all right, let's just switch this around. So as of, what was it? I'd say a couple of months ago, we had the quad meeting, became lead instructor for combat engineer. So I'm thinking about just changing the B1 head to the combat engineer shovel and just intertwining it that way, or doing something completely different. Plus, I have Arabesh that says your mom was here on it.
I mean, okay, so Radar and Dakota, I have to give you guys a what's the word? I have to give you guys a disclaimer. I stamp every helmet that I do.
That's fine.
So somewhere on your helmet, it's gonna have my name and my birth number on it.
I mean, I hid my name and birth number on my own.
Yeah,
that's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
You're illegal. Show me your papers.
I mean, no. on the helmet submission that I put in, I have Waze's birth number on my fucking right ear.
That's because Waze is cool.
Hey, I went through fucking UTC with that man.
What was he like in UTC?
He was honestly really standoffish in UTC, from what I remember.
That was a
Yeah.
trick question. I definitely taught him in UTC, so I know that.
Yeah, you were literally my instructor.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
you're okay. So here's something.
He didn't pass Val's
Radar-
vibe check.
Radar, I have no recollection of you in UTC.
I
But
mean,
we
not
went through
many
it at the same
people.
time.
Not many people do. I mean, I still remember failing one of the easiest fucking questions, dude. And I remember it too. I panicked and like went complete blank. And the question was, what does PTS stand for? And I didn't know what it meant. So I was like, post-traumatic stress?
That was a question you guys had to answer?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
literally
man.
part of the like 10 question like final or something. And I remember Bridger walking over and saying to me, he's like, "You barely passed."
Yeah,
That's
but
my
yeah,
pep talk.
we're the like I was looking. It's like we're the same generation on fucking Bridger's Discord. Like you and we apparently we went through fucking UTC together. Fucking you were part of my class. I just fucking no recollection of all.
I don't remember you either. I honestly think the gens were potentially wrong. Because I know I went through with
Hey, Lewis.
Waze and Panther, who I haven't seen in years.
Panther's in my squad. He's my
Yeah.
RTO.
How's he doing?
Oh, he's doing pretty good. He yeah, no, he's doing pretty good. Obviously, he got his Discord hacked, which was funny. He did it. It happened twice
yikes.
to him.
Oh yeah.
Maybe this link I can click.
Well,
Come on,
so it
Panther.
wasn't even. He doesn't even know how it happened. He has 2-factor and everything set, and I'm just like, bro, you should just stop. Yeah, no, he's doing good. I mean, he's gonna be at our up. The Av2 is up tomorrow. He usually is. So I mean, if you ever want to come and see him and say hi, he's gonna be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I tuned into long range solely just to hear Panther talk. Fucking the first B1 round you hear, you fucking 2 Romeo. This is 2. What are you? 2-3? 2-3.
Yep.
Contact, or fucking I don't know. I can't do his accent, but it's like hella British. Yeah.
But yeah, I remember all of my guys in UTC, and I'm honestly surprised that so many of us are still here because I know a lot of other classes end up washing out. But honestly, I don't even remember you, Valhalla, in UTC. I think
Okay,
you
cool.
were
You
potentially
guys
like a week or
literally
2
did
after
mounts
me.
together. I literally had mounts with both of you are on the same squad.
Were we really?
Yes, like twice. Literally twice.
God, I'm so old.
Yeah. And I mean, I was
Kinda
kind of
sad.
I was kind of a little dickhead when I was a CR2. So I'm surprised that at least you don't have this recollection of like, why is this CR being
I
such a
know-
fucking dickhead? Like,
I know that there were a couple dicks, but I couldn't remember if that was just Bridger or some of the other CRs that I was playing with.
I feel like I was never like unduly a dickhead, if that makes any sense. It's like,
Wait a minute. I think I do remember you in my mount now that I think about it. Didn't you squad lead?
yeah.
Yeah. I remember now. I remember.
I forced him to do it because he was the only one loud enough to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking pogue.
Wow, shots fired.
Have you ever been in the field, down in the dirt with your bros, mud running over the calves of your teammates, blood squirting from every orifice, just covering your face? You feel your brother's hot, warm liquids oozing down your hands. If you haven't experienced this, you haven't lived. Join the 501st Medical Detachment.
Well, I guess if nobody's guessed by now, Corporal Radar is our guest today. He is the sub-lead of campaign management and works really hard to give us the content that we're going to be experiencing for this year in campaign. And he's going to be chilling with us today.
What's poppin'?
Radar obviously has been around for a while now and is broadening his horizons. He also has the extreme misfortune of having me as a 7. Yeah, man, what can you tell us about? I mean, obviously you're excited. You dropped the news about War Room and on the 24th. Like, is there is there anything that you want to talk about here? I think there is something kind of new that is going to be added to the campaign that's kind of touched on. Is there anything that you'd like to say about the new system that maybe
Yeah.
the common folk will be aware of?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as a lot of people have probably heard by now, just because it's been quite the talk over Winter Stand Down, because we've been trying to hype it up. But over Winter Stand Down and the months before that, me and CXS Cascoon, we decided to go ahead and build a brand new currency system, which will be affecting all detachments, whether you're just a regular old trooper, Acklay, Arc, Minoc, Razor, you name it. So with that being involved, now the Venator has a cost. All your ammo has a cost. Your weapons have a cost, and whether you're a trooper, a medic, or an RTO, a platoon commander, everybody's life now has a price tag on it. So basically, try not to die now, because everybody's fucking expensive. But with that being said, there's also ways to make money. So in an op, there's going to be a chance for you to like rack up your kills and like actually try to compete with each other, see how much quote unquote currency you can make. B1s now have a cost, B2s have a cost, and anything you can think of now has a worth. And also, with that being said, you can now buy certain assets. Another really cool one that I've been talking with a lot of people about is reprogrammable droids. So that means that you can now play as like a B1 or a B2 and in an op, and that will allow for a lot of different like strategy if you want to go and like infiltrate a CIS compound and get some information out of there first, or whether you want to roll up with the homies in your squad and purchase an AAT and go cruising down the plains and start lighting up some B1s. But there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be introduced in that. It was definitely a lot of paperwork. We spent probably a month straight every morning after I got off of work with Cascoon, just plugging in numbers, restarting the values because they weren't making sense, and just having an absolute like brain mush after each day.
You don't happen to have any numbers in front of you right now, like how much is a standard trooper worth? So just so people know like the minimum of how much a death for them would cost.
Yeah, I do have the numbers. If you give me just 1 second here, I can get those.
Yeah, just out of sheer curiosity.
While you're looking
So
that up,
your typical GI, like one unit is gonna run you about, I think, 8,000 credits.
Okay, sick. Can you make fucking arcs worth like 4,000?
Bro, you think you're that good?
It's just like I just have. I die so much, man.
You guys are quite expendable. We don't really need you.
Val literally like sent me this. We talked about it before. It's the picture of him lying unconscious in the grass and saying POV, I reserve for your squad.
I remember seeing that. I died laughing when I saw that on Bridger's profile pic.
Yeah, no, he's I mean, what's kind of like the starting currency would you say that like a platoon would have?
So there's gonna be like a weekly allowance that's given to each platoon. And just because it didn't make sense when we were putting these numbers together to count a company as a company's like tracker, so each platoon is gonna have their own currency sheet and weekly allowance that they will get. That weekly allowance is going to be just under operating costs. That way you have the incentive to, not do a full platoon wipe and, have 37 people die, because that's kind of bad, not very poggers. So we put it just under that value. So I believe the full cost for a GI's platoon is going to be about 424,000 credits.
God damn.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're one of the most expensive people. So, Bridger, if I see you die in an op, I'm coming for your ass.
When's the last time? Okay, well, number one, I mean, guilty as charged. I'm an expensive motherfucker with expensive tastes. Second of all, and Black's in the channel. You can ask him. I'm gonna go down a whole lot. I'm not gonna die. Trust me. I'm good for 30 kills and 0 deaths for pretty much every op.
Yeah, right.
What some would call pedestrian, but I call it extraordinary. But thank you,
Ain't much,
but
but it's
thank you.
honest,
I
man.
am glad. I appreciate your concern for my well-being, Radar, and I duly noted. Appreciate
Didn't you
that.
die? Didn't you die last night?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the next question.
Wait, answer the question.
Answer what question?
You died?
I don't remember if I died last night. Was that Psych 3?
Yeah.
No, I actually did not. No, that
Tap.
was no, did not die. Swear to God, actually. Our squad almost got wiped. The squad I was running with almost got wiped.
Oh, I
And
know. I was
I
trying.
had. Oh, you were trying. No, I didn't die. No, I fought off a platoon of your Pansy V1s with a Z1000 that I had, and you can feel air quotes when I say this, requisitioned. And
Yeah.
and I saved the whole squad. And then when you mortared me or tried to mortar me, I lived through that too. So good times. I am. I had interesting UTC instructions, so the ways that I know how to survive.
Yeah, you want to go into that with me?
You want do I want to? How many? Well, you weren't paying attention clearly when that was going on. I think I think the only person that was paying attention at that part was Morg, because that dude just tanks rounds. It's incredible. It's about girth, guys, not about length.
It's
Anyway,
about drive. It's about power. Actually,
okay,
we
that's
stay
right.
hungry and we devour.
That is correct. So how long have you? So it's. I mean, this is obviously this campaign measure is something that, number one, makes it a lot more interesting, and a little bit more dynamic. Like everything that you do is going to count, and everything you do is going to matter. So, I mean, how long did this take you guys to kind of game out?
So I remember, so I when I originally joined the C shop and campaign, I was originally like a story writer, and I was just observing all the different like comments and complaints that I heard from different ops and from attending fun ops and attending different FTXs and other campaign missions, and I heard like people saying that they wish that there was more like of a dynamic aspect to where it gave troopers incentive to want to pay attention to the story or make them feel like, hey, what I'm doing is actually an effect. So I kind of had the idea in my mind to try and figure out a way to add something like that. And eventually I came up with the idea for it and was like, hey, I think it'd be really cool if we redid the logistics system. And at that time, I was getting put into the logistics side of campaign just so I could try and help rework it. Well, not to be rough on anything, but the old system was kind of bunk. It was very hard to follow. Everybody who had a sheet seemed like everybody's sheet was different from someone else's. So I was like, all right, let's start from the ground up. And I was like, I need to find someone who's gonna be with me on this and work day and night if need be to get this done. So I pitched the idea to Charles, who is the campaign head, and he's like, "Yo, I needed somebody like this to come up with some good ideas for campaign because it's been a little bit stale." So I pitched the idea to Cascoon, and he and I were like super on board with it, and we just put our nose to the grindstone, and it took us roughly a little over a month of like every morning meeting up and spending 2 or 3 hours on it, trying to get all the numbers right. There are a couple other people who pitched in and gave us some ideas. Shout out to Twine, Drummond, Uncle, and Kestrel especially. He helped us. Actually, he put together one of the sheets and showed us a new thing on how to use Excel because I'm small brain, don't know how to use Excel. But yeah, it was a lot of work, and eventually it paid off, and we managed to put it through a like 2-week trial run right before we hit Winter Stand Down, and those numbers seem to be adding up for us. And we also, in the meantime, took it into Winter Stand Down, kind of refined the numbers, added a couple more like equipment costs. I know the mod teams added a couple other like vehicles and like turrets and things like that, so we had to add some numbers to them. But other than that, it's ready to hit the ground, and I hope everybody enjoys it. We've sunk a lot of time into it, and from a lot of people that I've heard, they seem super hype about it. So
That's awesome, man. Yeah, look, it seems like campaign has had a couple different people do it the last few years. How long has this current body, yourself included? How long have you guys been involved with campaign?
So I believe I joined the C shop probably like last June-ish. Um, and more or less helped as a story writer at the time, just because I was trying to get my foot in the door of a C shop to try and get to know people, show my face around, be a part of something else. Worked my way through there and saw, hey, there's a lot of stuff going on in here that could potentially use some help. So I was like, fuck it. So I pretty much just lent a hand to anybody that I could in there, wrote some characters for the campaign, helped with a little bit of story writing, uh, you know, different odds and ends, and then finally realized, hey, I could potentially do something a little bit bigger. And it kind of just spiraled from there. And then eventually Charles gave me the sub lead spot, with the potential of potentially replacing him. So
That's wild. The campaign's had a rich tradition. I would say in this unit, I mean, half of like our online presence has been, people, content videos people have taken, streams, of us doing campaign. It's one of the things that makes our unit special, and not a whole lot of other places do that. Um, do you guys sometimes kind of look back on that for inspiration, or are you guys pressured to come up with new stuff like completely fresh all the time?
so that's a good question. We actually ran into that problem right around New Year's. We were like, all right, do we want to come up with a completely new storyline, or do we want to kind of continue on where we're at? Because if you think about it, the unit's been up for what now, 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
yeah, so we're like, okay, we're trying not to rinse and repeat old concepts. Like I know a lot of people really enjoyed like the Geonosis era, because that was like one of the key moments in like the Star Wars era. So we got together and we're trying to figure out a way to introduce something new, as well as keeping it simple enough to where it's not like completely different for people and hard for people to understand. So I can't go too into detail about what's up and coming with the story wise. I will quickly plug right now. Look out Monday around 8 p.m. EST. There is a campaign hype video that will actually be hinting at the new storyline. But so we had to think of a way to introduce a semi-new storyline, but keeping the same aspects. And I think we've managed to come up with a good way to do that. Um, while we also managed to introduce something else that's new and up and coming for War Room more specifically, and that is a galactic scale like battle. So I know that there was an old like system for like how Venators like attacked and things like that. So me and Cascoon and Soivalon, we all got together and managed to create a more D&D based system that makes a little more sense and is easier to track for all the different ships, which also have costs. Uh, but now there's going to be a chance to actually send out different like fleets of ships, whether it's a Venator, Corvette, um, all those good things, and send them out to different planets and assist there, quote unquote, to the other units, while also trying to regain control of the galaxy from the CIS. I know I kind of peeled off on a tangent there, but yeah, we're to sum it up, we're trying to keep it the same but give it a new storyline aspect.
No, I love that, man. I mean, and a lot of us look back and, like you said, Geonosis era, and that was, that was. I mean, that was brutal. I think for everybody involved. I know.
Yeah,
Um,
I think when I joined, it was towards the end of the Geonosis era, and it was definitely an awakening.
yeah, I think that was when we were transitioning out of Coward's campaign. I mean, he had written some concepts that we were still kind of moving through, and I, you know, I think there were a couple planets and people were trying to pick up the pieces, when that occurred. But for the end of that, and into this new era, like kind of that campaign, the Geonosis one, I think solely carried us through all that. And I know Black and Dakota, I remember that pretty well. And there were a lot of it was kind of interesting. We would do like a full scale FTX style, like we are going to war fully, and there are B2s and AATs dropping in platoon size elements from the sky.
Oh dear God.
And then there would be some times where we would have a whole FTX where we would land, we would walk, and we would interact with people like from like a story aspect. So it was really well rounded, and it was kind of weird that the way that it was structured, but it worked for us in that area. Do you guys? I mean, as far as a kind of a, there are some people that I think are interested in this, but and if that's down the line, no big. I figure I'd ask though. But are there kind of plans to kind of integrate interactions with the story with some of the troopers and the squads a little bit more going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to keep that home, that feeling that's close to the heart of building these memories that you remember in an op. I know there's still people who have some very fond memories, whether it was in a fun op or a campaign or an FTX. And we're currently trying to rebuild that aspect where it's easier to try and grasp a good moment that you can remember in campaign. We will be having a little bit more interaction, whether it's like trooper to trooper or trooper to AI or trooper to a storyline character. We're trying to introduce that a little bit more. I can't go too much further without giving away a little bit of the storyline, but I would definitely get your hopes up. We've got a lot of good stuff incoming with the storyline, as well as with the new aspects coming in. And with those being implemented into the storyline, I think it's going to work out really great on being able to really look forward to campaign. Because I will say personally, I used to be like, what's the difference between my FTX cycle and my campaign cycle? Just because you couldn't really tell much of a difference other than people took it more seriously. But now I think we've finally gotten to a point where it's like, oh, bet it's campaign cycle. We're on for the next 3 weeks. Let's kick some ass and continue on. And that's really what we've been trying to achieve here, is try and get people like reinvested into the storyline and reinvested into campaign, because I know it kind of died off towards the end of last year. But yeah, I would definitely look forward to being able to have more interaction in the storyline.
That's awesome, man.
Man, I just want to roleplay as a badass motherfucker. Right? Just let me do that. Just let me roll up. Just let me roll up on a motherfucker once and say some fucking corny ass one-liner. All right.
Like what? Like, what's your one-liner?
I don't know. I haven't come up with it yet, but fucking.
What's your one-liner? I don't know. I haven't come up with
Eat
a
ass,
one-liner.
no, smoke grass.
No, I'll probably take it from like 1883 or some shit. Fucking Dusty put me onto that show, and it's got some fucking baller ass one-liners. I just want to roll up on somebody and be like, "You know why I'm here? I'm looking for a reason, motherfucker. Do you want to be that reason?" And then I just blast him.
Now, I do have a
Skyrim
question,
opening.
real quick.
Yeah.
You did mention a little bit ago that there was going to be competition within within the squad or platoon to rack up kills to get the money. Coming as this is basically just a question as a TL and maybe squad lead and platoons, but how is that going to really affect movement? Because say as a TL, like yourself and myself, we have to make sure that our troopers aren't going into these situations where they're going to get absolutely massacred. But if you have this competition where it's like, I need to rack up kills, how is that going to really work? Like, how is that going to really function in a matter of sense where you're going to have people that are going to join and be like, I'm just going to go full on, like, head straight into these situations to try to rack up as many kills as possible.
You gotta have those people play Kovacs and fucking aim labs, right?
No, I completely understand the question. We did think of that. So, um, with that being said, the way that we've tried to counteract that is like I said earlier, towards the currency side. Each person's death, it now costs a lot. Like, even if you're just a regular trooper, that's 8,000 credits. That's just gone if you respawn. And even if you kill like 20 or 30 droids, I believe their current what they're worth after you kill them is only like 100 credits. So it's not really worth it to, send your boys into a platoon worth of B1s, because if you lose 2 guys in that, you're out 16,000 and you only gain what, like 3 grand. You're more or less looking at trying to take out the bigger priority targets, such as like the GATs, the AATs, vultures or HMPs, or even raiding CIS compounds. The mod team's currently putting together some actual like interactable, like, how you can pick up intel. There's going to be things like that are actually like currency. So when you successfully raid like some bigger CIS compounds, you can actually get like a decent chunk of change from there.
Okay.
It's more or less the fact of like, hey, is my $8,000 life worth storming into this group that's worth 1,000 credits? It's like that. And I know there's still going to be people who are going to sacrifice themselves to try and get some numbers up, but it's not really changing much based off of the base value. It's not how much money you as a single person have made. It's still going into your platoon's fund. So it's more or less the mindset of like, hey, I personally helped by getting this much credits or killing this many things, and just having that, like, I did that, I contributed this much to the platoon.
So how much
Okay.
are each one of the, like, so we know how much we cost as far as troopers go, but how much is a B1, how much is a B2, how much is a fucking AAT, a GAT, a fucking vulture, how much is a lat, bro?
Well, it depends which lat. So Razor has their own fund, because if they were to tack onto you guys, you guys would all be bankrupt, unfortunately. So I believe Razor's lats, I know their best lat, which I think is the LE, I think. I know that their lat is, the lat LE is like 500 and some thousand credits. So one single lat costs more than an entire platoon's worth of people. So that's more of an incentive for Razor to not, fly into red air or fly into an LZ or an area that's, been marked with like 4 different AA guns and a lot of vultures swarming the area. But yeah, Razor definitely has the short end of the stick on this currency system, because when me and Cascoon were creating it, he's like, bro, I'm tired of seeing my pilots just suicide bomb into some of these missions. So he was like, I will personally be in charge of their numbers. And I'm like, all right, you do you, boo.
You hear that, Razor? You can blame Caskin for all your problems.
Exactly. at CXS Cascoon, not me.
Do you enjoy calling steel rain onto the CIS? Do you enjoy being responsible for calling it a lat to save your brothers from harm's way? The only thing that gets your dick hard these days is a clear and concise message over a long-range radio. Then good news, I have the job just for a man like you. Reach out to any RTO instructor to get more information on being a radio transmissions operator in the 501st today.
That's wild. Radar, what's last? Here's the last question for you today.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite campaign at the 501st? Your favorite campaign?
That's a good question. I honestly would say it was when I was starting. I can't quite remember all the details of it, but I remember a lot of the moments from it. Hence, like, why we're trying to make it to our storylines a little bit easier to remember. But back when I was originally joining Ava 31 as their RTO back in the day, way back in the day, I remember that operation. It didn't sit well with me, but it was very like rememberable. And the weeks after that, I remember it was like a Kashyyyk like esque type planet. Um, and I honestly had a blast on it. The only thing was I was a brand new RTO, and there were jammers everywhere, so I was having a low key panic attack because CRC me or CIC me running around with an LR trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But honestly, that was probably like one of my favorites. I'll be completely honest. The rest kind of blend together. I still have like good memories of some of the ops, but I don't quite remember all of the storyline. I'll be honest.
I hear you. It happens. You're caught in the moment. But
Yeah,
hopefully with the stuff y'all doing, sounds like you and Caskin did an awesome job. And I mean, a lot of stuff you said today, dude. I'm pretty fucking fired up for a campaign. So, I'm looking forward to that. In the next 2 weeks here, man.
yeah, and that's the hopes is just get everybody reinterested and looking forward to the end of Winter Stand Down, which I know isn't today technically the end of Winter Stand Down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So just trying to get people hyped for campaign. Like I said earlier in the video, look forward Monday. Big shout out to Husky and Target. I've been pretty much cracking the whip on them the past like month to try and get this video ready for the reintroduction to campaign and some of the new aspects. So definitely be on the lookout for that Monday.
Hell yeah! All right, brother. That sounds great, man. Hey, well, I got to be honest. Say thank you so much for taking the time to be on the podcast, my man. You're always welcome here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Glad
we're
you could
looking
have me.
forward to anytime, man. And we're looking forward to obviously the next 2 weeks with campaign coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, CP Radar. If you have your campaign questions, you can move them to him. And I hope you guys are strapped in for War Room in a week from Monday. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, sir.
Where's my fucking dick pic, bro?
Bro, I got you. I sent you feet pics already.
That's intel. That's the intel in the op that's coming out.
He sent me feet
Please
pics,
no.
and then he sent me a meme of like fucking it said it's the one where like Anakin, doing the fucking face where I think he's like in the fight against fucking Obi-Wan. It looks like he's gonna fucking nut. And it says me in the kitchen at 2 a.m. unvirgining the olive oil.
Oh my god.
Good meme, quality meme.
Val, I understand that
That's an old meme.
that is an old meme, but it does check out. Val, I
That it
understand
does.
that there's something that you'd like to bring back after such a long time. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we're gonna do the hail and farewell portion of the podcast again this episode. Now that we're on like an actual episode and not a fucking episode where I'm talking about fucking making dinosaurs fuck each other. But yeah, so just the hail and farewell portion. I only went back for about 15 days to the 1st of January. We're saying hello to all the new people that joined the unit and getting everybody to fucking like interact with them, welcome them into the unit or whatever, and saying hello to these people basically. And then we're saying farewell to the people who left. Yeah, just the typical hail and farewell like I did every other episode except for the last one. And then the one that Bridger didn't do because he was like, how the fuck do I do this? Not hard.
I need you.
Are we gonna do it like Alcoholics Anonymous? Be like, so this is Dagger. Hi, Dagger.
No, I normally just read them off of the list of names, or the list of names. So we'll start with the hellos, the hails. So we have Dom, Twisted, Agent, Locath, Calcus, Eclipse, McCoy, Lathana, Clutch, Ezio, the Italian assassin.
Yeah.
We have Trotton, Maestro or Maestro. I don't know.
I would say Maestro.
Yeah, I don't know if you intentionally spelled that wrong, but
I think you're just illiterate.
No, dude, Maestro is Maestro, bro. At least in Spanish, I think. And then we have Sales, Liberty, Tally. Shout out to Tally because he came in from my stream. Spade, Hammer, Helios, Revenant, Heart, Casper, Oaks, another one who came in from my stream. What to do? Guado, Dagger, Conqueror, Loki, Nordy, and Xcow. Then
Welcome to the unit.
yeah, welcome to the unit.
That's a lot of
Yes,
that's a
sir.
lot that's
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of people.
It's a lot of motherfuckers. And then we're farewell to the people that have left since the 1st of January. So we're starting with the Ninja. I know Ninja because I play Red Dead Redemption with her. So she literally just doesn't have the time between fucking Red Dead Redemption and this to split it. Then we have CSM Salvo, who didn't leave the unit, but he went to inactive reserves, if I remember correctly. I didn't know Salvo that well, but the people who've been here for a lot longer than I, probably Dakota or Bridger, could probably speak on Salvo's part for a little bit. This is your cue to speak.
Salvo, one of the last Onyx members in the unit, took his talents to Zeta and led them through a hard time. Really appreciate all the work that he's done for the unit and all the work that he's done with doing communications between UTC to get new guys and guys that still want to be in the unit but can't make times. He's very dedicated to them. So I appreciate him and everything that he's done. Sad to see him go. Glass will have to stop putting all his work on someone else now. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Is he lazy?
Oh yeah, dude. He's not to call him out publicly, but like
Do it. Fucking do it. What's he gonna do?
Nah,
For
you-
those
He's
that
gone.
don't know, Radar and Glass are actually roommates.
God help me. Nah, he's a great guy outside the unit too. He's a hard person to get a hold of sometimes, even in IRL, because like he and I have very like non-aligning shifts. So I'll be honest, I haven't seen him in like the past week, and I finally saw him today, and I'm like, hey, yo, you still live here?
Oh my god!
Just hit him up. You're like, you're gonna pay your half the rent, motherfucker. Like,
Literally. Hey, yo, you're eating all my food. Is there a hobo here? I haven't seen anyone else living here.
and then after Salvo, we've got a Akir who was, I believe he was 3-1, correct?
3-2. I have 3-2.
Okay. So Bridger, or actually Bridger and Radar, that's one of your guys' boys, so you can speak on Akir better than I can as well.
I personally didn't have a whole lot of involvement with him, but I do remember at times we would get called to go assist 3-2, and I would hear him like yelling in the background as we'd either be going to assist him in like a mass cas or just assisting him push into like an OBJ. But no, he was a really good guy from the few encounters I had with him.
I had the pleasure of doing some trainings and then some mounts with Akir back when he was in UTC as his instructor. Was always a really good sport, but always knew the right time when to tell a joke. Got very lucky to be in his COC later down the line. He's a hell of a trooper, hell of a person. I'm very proud that he was able to make it to veteran trooper. And unfortunately, he just can't, make his time anymore, and it's really sad to see him go. For him, he also was at a kind of a disadvantage that a lot of people don't have, and he's deaf in one ear. So if anybody knows, anything about running an alternate frequency, like that's difficult to figure out. And he found a way, and there's never an excuse with him, and that's one of the things I really loved about him, and still do now. And if he ever comes back, we got a spot for him. So, hopefully it's not a goodbye forever. It's just goodbye for now. He was awesome for us, and we're gonna miss him.
Yeah, it looks to be more like a goodbye for now because I forgot to mention this. He definitely went to inactive reserves. He didn't leave the unit, but still, that's good to hear. Hopefully he'll be back after after a few months or so. There have been very few people that have like actually like left and then fucking not like come back. You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling he'll be back once he starts missing it. Once he fucking finds this, he'll be like, "What the fuck am I gonna do this Thursday?" But then after after Akir, we have a Bjorn who left, and when Bjorn left, he posted a whole like resignation letter that's like, fuck. If you guys want to read it, you can find it in the tag request channel, but it's like 2 pages long.
I damn near teared up just because I remember him when he was Avalanche 3. What a great man.
Well, he was Avalanche 2 first.
Fuck you. Avalanche 3 is better.
He was Avalanche 2 first. That's objectively wrong. First of all, like 2 comes before 3, so I don't know where you like. Doesn't make any sense to me. But Bjorn was apparently Avalanche 2. Then he went to Avalanche 3. He was a platoon commander there. Then he went up to fucking company commander. Is that the fucking he's there right now?
Yeah, he was CC Cyclone.
And the company executive officer. Nope, that's broad. I can't read.
God damn it.
Yeah, anybody else want to speak on his behalf?
Dakota, Radar, you guys first.
Sure, I'll go first because he was in my platoon first. So yeah, I mean, he became 2-7 when Pompano took over, and you know he was fantastic. He was always coming to squad trainings and you know trying to make us better than what we are. So it was always nice. And then when he went to 3rd platoon, I actually was one of the first people that was gonna go and switch over and try to TL underneath his leadership. So that just speaks for what he did with me. So and then he became 3rd platoon, and that was really it. Great friend.
Yeah, I unfortunately never knew much of him when he was in Ava 2, but during my time in Ava 3 with him, I remember him frequently like attending all of our squad trainings, sticking his head in there, and I there was always one thing I really remembered about him, and that was how fucking gung-ho he is. He's always got a good positive attitude, like, and that's one thing I can appreciate in a person is like how they can always make a bad situation better. And he was really good at doing that. Like, no matter how bad the op was getting, it could literally be like a 12 out of 10. Like, we're getting our shit wrecked. He would always be like, we got this, guys. And I just see him over there with his Z6 just mowing droids down and always keeping morale up. He was a really great guy. Appreciated his time with us during Ava 3. And I know it was sad to see him go to Cyclone. But he was always around in Ava, even afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is this one hurts. Bjorn is you know going off to do bigger and better things in his own life, and man, I wish him the best luck. Bjorn's history, and I like to clarify it now, and likely, you know, who knows, he'll be on the podcast very soon. Wink, wink. And he'll be able to tell us his story. But I've known Bjorn since 2019. You know, he was kind of in a difficult situation. He started his Avalanche, got to start in Avalanche 3-2 as an RTO, and then found himself team leading, and then later as the squad leader, Corporal Bjorn, the squad leader, and then ended up platoon sergeant, one of the first corporals in the unit to go up to platoon sergeant with Avalanche 2. And then he eventually, with the the redistribution that occurred in phase 6, came over to Avalanche 3. And to be honest, like Bjorn was Avalanche 3.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know, it was his baby, it was his brainchild. You know, and you know, kind of he invested a whole lot of time and love into those boys. And I mean, the way that they talk about him and the way that they regard him even to this day, you know, is nothing but love. And there's lots of love and respect about that. Bjorn's, you know, always been an amazing role model. And you know, his advice is something that I don't know if, you know, a lot of us are never not going to appreciate. Whole lot of wisdom, a whole lot of angry rage that's absolutely hilarious, and we're gonna miss listening to kids screaming in the background when he tries to hit the long range.
Pterodactyls is what they're called.
And you know, hopefully he's got level 4 plates where he's going. I guess is all I can say. He's we're gonna miss him a lot, and I know obviously it's it won't be for a bit, but we'll probably have him on in the next coming weeks here, and before he leaves for what he's about to go undertake. And just if he's listening, Bjorn, just want to let you know, like, unit, we're really gonna miss you. You're really what this unit's about. It doesn't matter where you start. Start as an RTO, you could become company commander. So let that be a measuring stick for everybody. So we're gonna miss you, bud.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but other than that, fellas, I think it's a good time to wrap up here. Thanks again, Radar, for being here talking campaign. If you guys missed our Christmas special episode where Valhalla apparently talks about breeding dinosaurs, I don't really remember that conversation at all. I'm horrified if that actually made it in. Hello, that's awesome.
No, it was like the first thing, because we came in and fucking we were talking about like playing Ark, and I was like, someone said, oh hey, no, you got somebody else's fucking like megalodon or whatever, and I'm like, no, I tamed this thing myself. And then we were talking about like breeding dinosaurs or whatever, and I made two of the dinosaurs fuck to get an egg.
Oh my god, what are you talking about?
Dude, listen to the podcast. I made it in. It was there.
This is
All right,
slowly
I'll
turning into
listen.
Jurassic Park.
I guess I have to go listen to that episode. But if you guys missed that, it's available on our Anchor site as well as Spotify. Please go check that out. I'll make sure that gets linked in any description or whatnot, especially in the announcement that I'll make here as usual when you find the podcast. But with that said, happy 2022, happy New Year to y'all. Thanks again for your support, and we'll keep on trucking and get you guys the weekly news that you need. But with that, everybody, thanks so much. Hope you have a great rest of your week here, and see you soon. Bye now.
Goodbye.
Adios.